Hi there, it is me, Ddudegames, back yet again for our second episode of the Indoor Dudes. Woo woo woo!
I know, it's been a while.
How long while?
It's been a very long while. I think
Exactly.
it was before all this craziness stuff happened.
No, it's probably during, the thing, but
It's
it's whatever, we're surviving,
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you're surviving. I have to work.
Oh, okay. Okay, so, we've thought about some topics,
There hasn't been any good gaming news in the past few months. It's been a bit
I
bit
mean,
dry.
It's been somewhat dry, but there's been stuff, Even though I've said, like a ton of times, but,
Persona 5 I've been playing. I played that one recently.
Okay, so now we're saying what games we've been playing recently. Okay.
Yeah, I've been playing Persona.
Okay, so you've been playing Persona. I have been playing Fire Emblem, Awakenings on the 3DS, and I also have been playing Minecraft like usual.
Yeah. I also played the new Tony Hawk game. I've been playing that one.
Tony Hawk, there's something always so fun about, that's just a game you could pick up.
Yes.
Play.
And try to remember all the moves, but...
And I think it's a solid remake of the originals on the PS1. Would you say so? Or
yeah, I never played the second.
I mean, they also
I played the
came
second
out on
game.
the N64, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like it has a lot.
Isn't the N64 like the greatest one?
Maybe it is. Who knows? Anyways, we have some topics today. What is your
first topic? Is the new Xbox.
Okay, so what are you gonna tell us about the new Xbox?
They revealed
the
the pricing.
Xboxes. Because they actually did reveal the Xbox Series
S and X.
Okay, yeah.
But yes, they finally revealed $499 on November 10th for the Xbox Series X, and the Xbox Series S is $299.
Okay, so, but there are some differences between them.
I know.
Notably, missing a disk drive on the Series S.
Oh yes, that's right. Is that one backwards compatible, or no? Or is it the bigger one?
I mean, technically they would be both backwards compatible, but for the Series S, you probably would have to go on the, the mic, the store.
Okay, yeah. Just,
but
I mean,
to
compare from the difference, one looks slimmed down.
I need to stop saying Tanner.
I know.
Been saying it too much through this whole podcast.
Well, it's just barely beginning, but I'm just saying. So now, I mean, they have the same amount of CPUs, an 8-core AMD. GPU is the same thing. GPU power, Xbox Series X has 12.5 teraflops, and Series S has 4 teraflops.
Also, something bad about the Xbox Series S is that it only has 500 gigabytes of internal storage. Now,
well, actually,
that's not.
It also
very
only has
much. I mean, if you're a light gamer,
yeah,
you can just play all your light titles.
Oh
but
my
if
gosh.
you're playing like something like Call of Duty, which has just a crap ton of gigabytes, it's literally like 100 and something. I think they.
Yeah, the bigger games you have a problem, but they'll make portable hard drives.
Yeah, but
but the RAM 16 gigs for
if
the
you want
X.
to know something, Xbox is bringing back the memory card.
Are they really?
Yes, but they're really expensive.
Like, can you really plug in a memory card to it?
Yeah. Well, they're like memory cards. You plug them into the back of it's either the back. I'm pretty sure it's the back of the. I'm not quite sure if this feature. Okay, I think it is. There is a feature for it for the Series S, but the Series X, I know for sure.
Well,
you can put
4K for the X and 1400p for the Series S. I guess you're right. The new one comes with a 1 terabyte and 512 gigabyte. But they come with 1 terabyte expansion card storages.
Yeah, but they're really expensive. It's like literally.
Are those the memory cards you were talking about?
I'm pretty sure that's what I was talking about, and they're literally like $200 if the prices have leaked.
Oh, so now the backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
So you can play on the S's, or the bigger one is basically the Xbox 360 and all the other games. But the digital one, you can play Xbox One and backwards compatible 360 games on available at launch. Xbox One gaming accessories are also backwards compatible.
See, that's what's so good is you can just literally put any even though, like, granted, I don't think the Xbox Series X and S are not gonna have the strongest launch titles. They're probably gonna be like relying a lot on third party, in my opinion. But I mean, because they were gonna launch Halo Infinite, but the problem is now they delayed Halo Infinite, so that was like their big AAA title.
Well, a lot of games I feel like are going to be on the back burner.
I think there's even more.
There's going to be pushing back.
There's so many delays.
There's going to be a lot more delays, and I feel like there's going to be a little bit more delays probably throughout the year because of the pandemic.
Exactly.
But no, the Xbox Series X, but one looks like a computer tower. And the other one just looks like a...
Well, I've seen memes, the Series X looks like a refrigerator or something.
It looks like a PC tower. The smaller one looks like an Xbox One.
Or you mean like the Xbox One
S? The S looks like a small
S or something like that. I don't even know.
But also, it's coming out November 10th.
Honestly, I think Xbox named their consoles really, really weird, in my opinion. Oh. I mean, do you agree, or they're just fine?
It's fine. I mean, I guess if the names work, stick with it. But I mean,
they're trying to
the
just
digital
go
one, the discless one.
I think
is that a speaker on it?
That's a fan. That's not a speaker.
Oh, I was thinking that was a speaker.
No, it's a fan. I mean, that would be funny if it was a speaker, but
no. Well, they're trying to compete with Stadia with that one. That one's cheaper.
Yeah, I don't know. And that's basically the Series X. I mean, those Series X.
I mean, they look interesting.
I mean, honestly, they're not too bad for what they're worth. But there's a PC, which you can do a lot of that on Steam. I don't know.
Well, technically, they're Xbox and Windows exclusives.
Yeah, so a lot of these you can even get on PC. But I would like is for them to at least do timed exclusives. So it kind of forces people to get Xboxes.
Yeah, they could, but then on a few things, basically, if the game comes to PC eventually,
it will come to PC.
I mean,
but they gotta have some type of timed exclusives. They can't.
I guess you're right.
Just release it on PC the exact same day. But
you'll have people who play consoles or PC.
I don't know. It would be a little bit better marketing because I don't know, makes the Xbox Series X and S more.
Speaking of Xbox, or now PlayStation, they're having an event Wednesday.
Yeah, they are. This Wednesday, either. It's Wednesday.
But yeah, so now the PS5 has...
As of this recording.
Well, yeah, the content of the PS5 has been leaked with a few notable changes, but every PlayStation 4 got into purchase. So this is something that they came with, like basically the items that will come with.
Well, something I do want to say, I think Xbox is winning on the Xbox Game Pass compared to PlayStation Now.
Yeah, I mean, PlayStation Now is okay.
Yeah, PlayStation Now is not.
I mean, you get some games, but you get a little bit of discounts.
Xbox Game Pass is much better compared to PlayStation Now. Forgot to mention that, but that's something that I honestly think is...
Here's the new box content if you get a PS5, and they're doing the same thing, a console and a digital. So basically, in both ones, you get the PS5... You get both the controllers. They have the same mounted gigabyte for storage. The base, HDMI, AC power cord, USB, instruction manual, and Astro's Playroom.
So...
That comes pre-installed.
Yeah, it comes pre-installed. I mean, they kind of had that with the PS4,
but they won't come with headphones. Huh? They won't come with headphones when you buy the PS4, how you have the little blue headphone.
Yeah, but those were just little tinker... I don't even know.
They were not that great.
It was just one earbud.
Yeah.
But it was nice that the PS4 came with that at launch. But
now the one thing
they are pushing some accessories though. I've noticed. And I think, okay, another thing is the Xbox is going to be backwards compatible with, the Xbox Series X is going to be backwards compatible with every Xbox generation, which I think is really cool. And some of them might be even upgraded depending on what game it is, or graphically you can decide on, I don't know, something really cool. But on the other side, the backwards compatibility with the PlayStation 5, it's only PS4.
Yeah.
And not any other previous PlayStation generations, which kind of sucks, but I guess at least there is backwards compatibility.
Thing is, Xbox has a little bit less than the PlayStation 4. The PlayStation goes back from the 90s.
That's true, but
I mean, they could do all that porting and stuff
Xbox
on the PlayStation.
Xbox does have a pretty good history, I'll admit, but PlayStation has a good history too. You can't forget Nintendo, and you can't forget the PC.
But now the big announcement by Sony, I'm curious about. They might announce finally.
They're gonna be announcing the prices,
and the launch date. But the thing is, they better compete, because I know they better have the price drop, because of $299 for the Series S.
Series S, it's gonna be a pretty good price point for it, even though it's a digital.
But no, it's a pretty good price point if you don't want to say like. Yeah, like if you're not, it's not breaking the bank.
Yeah, it's not for a current generation console for being that much. Even though it's minusing a few things, it's a valuable deal for what you get.
Yes, PlayStation 5 will probably launch around the same time the Xbox, according to a rumor.
They're probably gonna
November 10th, so they might go around that time frame.
They have to do different dates, but
wait, is the Xbox on back order like PlayStation, only very limited?
I would assume so. Honestly, everything has been limited, in my opinion.
Yeah, because I know PlayStation you can sign up for something on their website if you can get pre-ordered, but they're limiting pre-orders.
Yeah.
And I think they're shipping only like a few out to stores.
But the price point, in my opinion, I think the non-digital PS5 will probably be the same as the Series X. I would say so.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no... I would assume it has to be the exact same price. There's no way that they're not making it cheaper. But who knows? They haven't even revealed the price point, but...
Many analysts are...
Honestly, I think... I don't know. It's hard to say.
Analysts are saying around 500.
Yeah, it has to be. Because I'm already predicting it's going to be 500 for that.
Is that more than like the PlayStation 3?
What do you mean?
Well, how much was the PlayStation 3? Was it 600?
It was $599 US.
Okay, so I mean $100 cheaper than a new like PS3.
And it was even more expensive, especially on secondhand market. The PS3 was insane. Imagine like the inflation. It's like literally $1,000. But I mean, people pay that much for iPhones and crap like that.
Well, they're also saying warning price rose in manufacturing. But other than that, the PS5 digital, the digital could be a little bit less.
Probably, my assumption, it's
because if you get rid of the because they play Ultra HD Blu-rays.
Yeah, I would say it's $100 less. They're probably gonna mark it down $100 less. There's no way that it's gonna be the same price as
maybe it's the same price as the PS4.
Maybe it might be the digital might be the exact same price as the.
I mean, you're not really getting the backwards compatibility if it's
Xbox Series S.
Yeah, but you're not getting the backwards compatibility.
No, you're not getting backwards compatibility unless they.
I mean, unless you have the
PlayStation Store, they add
Yeah, all the games.
Yeah, they add every PS4 game that was on the.
But the sucky part is you gotta buy. You gotta rebuy all the games.
That's exactly. You have to rebuy. I mean, if you don't, I don't know. It's just my opinion personally. Physical copies are the way to go.
Yeah,
on certain things.
I agree.
On certain things, but I mean, it's good to have the option for digital, because then you don't have to go out and get the physical game in a case, and it's less storage,
But yeah, Blu-ray drives are doing the 4K Blu-ray.
these things. But yeah. But Sony might make it the exact same prices. The exact same price point as.
I'll be surprised if it's very cheaper.
Oh, I know. I would be shocked too.
Like, if it's like.
They might be selling at a loss if they're really wanting to try to compete with Xbox and make it seem like they're trying to win.
Yeah, but Nintendo's in a market of their own.
Yeah, honestly, Nintendo's been on a market with their own for a long time, it feels like.
Yeah, but I mean...
But it's whatever.
But the features are ultra high-speed SSD, a custom I/O system, custom AMD GPU with ray tracing, and 3D audio.
There's taptic... Well, it's like 3D triggers. What is it called? I don't know exactly how they're calling it, but...
Yeah, but no, like... That Ratchet and Clank game, like, they showed the what would you say, like, the graph, like, the load times in it, because, like, when they use, like, the different world...
There's literally no load time.
No, they did, like, the dimension things, like, they automatically come in quite...
You're literally playing a movie. That's what that Ratchet and Clank game is.
Yeah, I mean...
that, honestly, graphically, they are pretty head-to-head with each other. I think Xbox Series X is slightly powerful than the PS5. Slightly. I'm not quite sure exactly.
They're but they also have the PS5 discs in store. Because with, like, the NBA 2K, they have PS5 compatible.
Yeah, but not actual PS. I've seen the casings for both of them. They're pretty much reusing PS4 cases.
Is it the same thing with Xbox?
Yeah, they're pretty... I've already seen some Xbox Series S looking cases already. All it says is Xbox on the top of the physical copy. And for PlayStation 5, all it is like a white... They're going like for a white color theme.
Yeah, I mean, the themes look pretty well.
I don't know. It's whatever.
I mean, we gotta keep looking, but I mean, for the most part, it just... I don't know, it's gonna be interesting to see Sony's price. I'll be very shocked if they do a little price point, kind of compete with Microsoft.
Make it cheaper than what Microsoft is doing, but Microsoft is pretty cheap on...
But which one's more powerful? Is it the PS4 or the PS5 or the Xbox?
I would say the Xbox Series X is slightly more powerful, but they're both really...
They're really identical. Yeah, I could see that.
I don't know. It's hard to say when they're literally like identical systems.
The Sony...
But who knows?
The Sony PS... Like, now, the one thing is, Sony, they try to compete in the market with Nintendo in the handheld.
So you're saying that PlayStation...
I mean, I would love...
another handheld.
I mean, that'd be cool.
They're gonna make another PSP or PS Vita, huh?
I would love it if they made another handheld.
Yeah, their handhelds are pretty cool. I'll admit.
Well, no, I mean, I'm just saying.
They do make like an alternative to.
Just saying. I mean, they try to.
Because Nintendo has been the king of.
Well, they're on the
market, in my opinion.
Nintendo's in a market of their own with the Switch.
Yeah, they've been in their market with their own, but it doesn't help how the Wii U was a complete flop.
Yeah, well, so now, this is an interesting article that I found.
Okay, what's your interesting article?
Since we're talking about the old PS, the new generation, we can go back to PS3 and Xbox 360 back at their own launch dates.
Okay.
This is a rumor, apparently.
A rumor. What was the rumor?
Nintendo making a portable Switch-style GameCube, according to this leak.
So they probably like had patents back in the day of like a Switch type.
They had early plans.
So they were probably going to be making the GameCube too, and not the Wii.
Yeah, it was like it's like a similar handheld based on the GameCube console, and it was also the idea of releasing it to compete with the PS3 and Xbox 360.
Which honestly probably would have been a better route because
portable console could be attached to a TV.
The Wii was pretty gimmicky and
well, it looks like they're
slightly more powerful.
To attach it to a TV, they'd be using a dock featuring GameCube controller ports, memory cards, and a port for an SD card. However, it's unclear if the project ever made past the early stage, but I think it's interesting.
It's fascinating. I will admit it's a fascinating article.
It's probably more portable. still had to use an external screen, so it's kind of like a Switch early kind of.
Imagine a 2001 Switch.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they were dabbling with the Switch for a while.
Who knows? They probably are. There's so many secrets that they keep. It's insane.
Like,
they keep it pretty top secret. I'll admit. There are leaks.
But no, like, when they leak all this stuff...
Leakers and hackers do their own thing, but, you know.
But, I mean, stuff like this, I guess it's old news if they don't care if it gets leaked out.
They don't care
old
anymore.
Projects.
Well, is that basically the sum of it?
Yeah, and it was going to be a lower price point and a bigger focus on games over general multimedia. According to this article.
Okay.
But, I mean... Then it went on to basically the Wii, I guess, but the Wii was also interesting in some cases. Nintendo kind of competed on their own since the Wii, or did the Wii kind of come close with
Yeah, they've kind of competed on their own front since the Wii, but it's I don't know.
Well, speaking of more Nintendo news, in 2021, rumored has it that developers to target 4K resolutions at a new Switch model revision to output 4K.
That's not surprising at all.
They're going to be making probably a 4K Switch or a Switch Pro.
They have to make something to at least compete with, you know, the Xbox Series X. They can't just keep having it, like, you know, a 1080p HD console. I mean, granted, it still holds up today. I mean, I don't know. You're going to have to compete with that market somewhat. Just saying.
But, I mean...
Even though they're kind of in their own market.
But now, basically, there are several ways. This is just ideas of this, according to this Tweak Town, where I found this article. But, I mean, Nintendo says it doesn't care about the higher-end specifications. But the one thing is, that'd be interesting if they did make a new Switch model. Do you think it would be like the new Nintendo 3DS where they kind of make the game cartridge?
It's probably just going to be like just an update. Who knows, honestly?
I mean, you never know. But you remember like when they launched like the new Nintendo 3DS and 2DS? They basically made 3DS games and...
Well, I know,
they made separate games for that.
They did that for the DSi, but it was so limited. I didn't know about that until like, you know, a couple of years ago, but... there were such a thing as DSi.
Well, I mean, there's some games, even for the 3DS, that I think would run better on a 2DS or the new Nintendo 2DS or 3DS.
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, so they're saying basically a 4K Switch.
I mean, it's not surprising, even though they've, like, you know, they closed down the rumors, but it's...
I mean, they basically could...
Even then, it's still rumors, but, I mean, it has validity, because there's no way that Nintendo's not gonna release something. Switch Lite was cool, but it was literally just a stripped Switch that's just basically a handheld, which isn't honestly that bad of a console, but...
I mean, it was pretty interesting on it, I would say. But, I mean...
But, who knows what the future holds with the Nintendo Switch. It has a huge library already. Like, the Switch library is already massive.
They got a head start on Nintendo and Xbox with the...
Well, you mean like they got a head start on the competition?
Well, yeah.
I mean, they technically did.
I mean, but I feel like they're going to more portable than other than Xbox and all them.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, you really don't think they'd make exclusive games for the new 4K Switch Pro because...
Well, they would kind of have some, but...
I mean, I'm just saying, because, like, if you play a normal game on the Switch, you don't get the 4K output. You have your old Switch.
Guess you are right, Mr. Tan.
Oh, but the new Nintendo Direct about Super Mario.
Well, yeah. That happened, like, last week, you know.
That one was interesting.
But something that I found quite interesting was the Game & Watch.
Yes, the new Super Mario Game & Watch.
But it's pretty bad how stingy Nintendo's being. They're being limited. Well, that means scalpers, you know, come in and swipe all
and sell for a higher price.
Yep. That's what the scalpers do.
But I mean,
Stupid
how many Game & Watches do they make?
They made them from like, so 1980 to probably about the 90s is when they stopped. Or it was.
Were they only in Japan, or did they get released in America?
They got released in America.
So, did they make a Super Mario Bros?
If you want to know something, the Game & Watch predates the Game Boy. And it was made by the same guy, I think. Pretty sure. Gunpei Yokoi. I can't.
Is that?
Yeah, that's his name. But I said it a little bit wrong.
But it has basically this one has a time. It has a clock feature, 35 different screensavers of Mario interacting with the clock. So like with the block breaking.
It's a pretty cool. Honestly, it's a pretty cool handheld for what it is. Basically like a revision Game & Watch. Which,
yeah, but you'll still be able to find them.
Hopefully, it says it's really limited.
Like well, for the first time. But they have to release more.
Yeah. So
I mean, on the first shipment, I could see them.
Another thing is the Super Mario 3D All Stars.
That's also a limited run.
Yes, and it's from like now or when it releases till like March.
Is it only digital? Is it only digital or is
digital and physical? They're gonna take it off the eShop once.
Well, I mean, I guess you can't find a digital copy. You can go or the physical.
It's kind of dumb. They're gonna.
You can go to the copy.
They are taking it off the eShop once the limited thing ends. It's because they're celebrating Mario's 25th, or why did I say 25th? 35th. Mario's a little bit older than 25.
Yeah, so no, like
extra 10 years.
But they'll be going on sale November 13th for a limited time. That one's going to be interesting. But the Super Mario Maker, they're the new 3 Mario games that are doing limited.
Yep.
The physical thing is going to be limited, but they'll have to send out another stock shipment.
They probably will.
So, like, it's not... I mean, once it goes away, then you probably have to get it maybe, like, in the first week
or so. They're doing what they did with Amiibos.
Oh, yes.
Shortages. I think
they always short their products?
Yeah, they short their products on purpose. Even though they say they don't purposely do it, they do it on purpose sometimes.
They did have the Switch.
Yeah.
Switch was limited.
Mm-hmm. That's how it usually goes whenever there's a new product release.
But now the new Amiibos, are they making any new ones for the DLC character?
Yeah, they are. Don't you remember it was in the Sakurai Direct?
Oh yeah, that's right.
They're making a Joker one.
Is that one out yet?
No, it's not. But who knows when it will be out.
But yeah, that was something interesting in the Nintendo thing when they did the 35 years of Mario.
Yeah. I thought it was a really good Direct, but it just kind of sucks that they're literally making everything limited. But it's whatever.
I mean, for 35, you don't want to have like a game year on about Mario's 35th anniversary.
That's true.
But eventually, you could probably maybe find a copy or two lying around at some used game store, like a mom and pop type game store.
Mom and pop?
Yeah, mom and pop. That's what they call them, the small businesses.
Okay.
No, that's really what they call them.
Yeah, I know that's what they call them, but I've never heard that phrase until...
Yeah, like a mom and pop type of shop.
Okay.
You never heard that?
No, I've heard of it, but like... you're making it sound really old-fashioned.
Hey.
Okay, well.
Well, I mean, there's...
Any other topics you're thinking of?
Well...
What topics are you...
Speaking of how they're going all digital and PCs, GameStop is to close... 400 stores by the end of the year.
That's pretty sad. Honestly. Even though GameStop can be pretty scummy at times, there's not really like a big name type of video game used store like GameStop,
No, but the thing is though about GameStop, they
have shady things that they do.
No, the dumpster diving, like that's one thing because they throw away the game. Or do they throw away the games?
Sometimes, depending on the game. I don't think they would throw away a brand new spanking new copy of a... I don't know, they just throw away like sports games and stuff that isn't selling.
Well, I mean, when you go to those used game stores, you do see a lot of sports games. That's probably like the most number one thing I see. sports games, maybe like some hunting game, and maybe like some sort of like obsolete like history channel game.
Maybe,
Or
or
like
just a.
I've heard of
I would just.
Cabela's. Cabela's one.
Yeah, but they really haven't made those recently. I don't. I
But no,
honestly
like
don't know.
GameStop could save itself. This is how my idea. They instead of like basically they stopped carrying a certain amount of console games. So like the PlayStation 2 they stopped carrying GameCube.
Well, they
And they
don't.
stopped selling those.
Yeah, well, they technically do have vintage stock, but it's only via their website.
But even still though, when you go on their website,
Yeah, it's pretty.
you look it up and they
expensive.
say online out of stock.
Yeah, it's always out of stock. So, I mean, what
Yeah.
can you do?
I mean, they could switch themselves around with the PlayStation 4 and
Well,
or the
I think what kills those type of stories is like the
people on
order.
YouTube that talk about when they work
Well,
there.
no, I would just say like eBay, Amazon. Just you can just order that type of stuff, and you don't
No,
have to.
GameStops are
actually.
cool. I remember getting a few. I mean, they're on some things, but they have their own GameStop cases. That was one. And the stickers are annoying.
Stickers are pretty bad. They've fixed that somewhat, but it's still pretty bad.
They also have their own cases.
They have their own cases if somebody brings in a disc, just a disc, which is understandable. You lose them those cases.
Yeah, but it looks like they'll be offering. GameStop will offer Microsoft's Xbox All Access Pass to gamers to be able to get their hands on an Xbox Series S or X for 25 or 35 per month for 24 months.
Now that is a deal.
They're also coming up with a rent-to-own scheme to allow customers to walk into our minimal upfront money and purchase off between 30 days to 12 months. But no, I mean,
Well, another problem is their refurbished stuff and their used stuff. Sometimes they don't check it. I don't know.
does it not? It doesn't work.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, GameStop, like, back in the day, I mean, they are kind of losing out to, like, digital sales.
True.
I mean, the digital market could have hurt them a bit, but in the end, though, it's kind of bad business
And
stuff.
some of it is bad
Business decisions,
Yeah.
I should
And
say.
they try to force a GameStop membership every time you go in.
Well, I guess.
Yeah, they technically do. Some cashiers.
Well, no, I think that's what they do, but they
Forcing memberships, and their membership is
But yeah,
you
no.
get like a slight discount, maybe probably like $5 off a game, or
Yeah, no. I'm just saying, GameStop also, if they stole like vintage stock in their store, I think they'd get a little bit more customers.
which they technically do, but
Only up to a certain generation,
I guess you're right. But
because they only have the PS3 and 360, I think.
I think it goes up to that generation. You're correct, probably on that end.
Well, plus when they sell games, they don't give you much.
No, it's pretty bad.
How much did we get when we put our games into GameStop? Was it
Literally just like $5-10.
$10? Yeah.
But they weren't really that stellar of games either. So
Yeah, no, but GameStop had pretty cool. I got my 3DS at GameStop in the mall. And you went to that mall recently. Is it still there or is it gone?
no, there's no GameStop.
There was two. I remember there was one there and then one in another location, and they're both gone.
Pretty sad.
But we still do have GameStops near us.
Technically we do, but we're a little bit farther out there for some of them, except for one.
No, one's like maybe like
I would say like 30 minutes
30 minutes. Yeah.
for both of them.
Yeah. But yeah, no. So GameStop's losing out, but they could lose the digital sales. But now the thing is, digital or physical? Like, what would you think?
What do you mean? Like what?
So, would you rather do physical or digital copies?
Depending, because physical copies, people are horrible with sometimes with condition.
I guess you're right.
Like
With the
people
disc.
literally just like
It's scratched up.
That's the only problem about buying used copies. Sometimes you can find pretty decent used copies, but physical copies there are damages to cases and artwork and stuff like that. That's just how I see it.
Sun faded cases.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I had to think of like indie games you get on PC, like all those downloadables, I'm fine with downloading those ones.
Well, yeah.
But do like?
And it doesn't help how like.
But either way, when you put in
limited run games is pretty bad. They only make a certain amount of indie games, like smaller titles that get published by limited run.
Well, but indie games and stuff, they've been branching out a bit on consoles. But when you do get the game, like when you get a game, even if you buy a physical disc, there's always an update day one.
Yeah, that's a problem.
I mean, it's kind of different from back in the day when you had the PS2 and you basically put the disc in and it basically booted up with no updates.
Yep, but supposedly they might be trying to boot up or make the download speeds better. I don't know how they're going to do that with people's internet. But
I mean, internet, but also, I guess how fast it could be as well.
True.
It's like, internet's okay around here. It's nothing like the greatest.
I guess you're right.
But on some days, it can be very, very bad.
Yep. I will agree with that.
But no, I mean, physical copies are cool, but but in the end, though, like, when you go to those, like, used game stores, you only find, like, only, like, sports games.
If you do find them, they're in cases. Like...
Yeah. It's, like, sports games, maybe a lot of first-person shooters I see a lot.
Yeah, first-person shooters that are, like, mostly Call of Duties, like, old Call of Duties.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot on 360 or something like that. I don't know.
Those are the things I see are sports games, first-person shooters, and
there's just certain consoles that just had
shovelware games.
Shovelware. Yep.
Shovelware, that's the name. But
you couldn't think of it.
Shovelware, I mean, there's a lot of shovelware. Like, now, the one thing is, we're going to do something fun. Now, which game console do you think has the most shovelware?
It's the Wii or PS2 or DS.
Yeah, it could probably be all.
It's even the 360 a little bit, too.
I guess you're right.
I think every console has shovelware. Even the Switch stores, or the Switch eShop is pretty bad. I've noticed there's a lot of, like, app games that get accepted to be put on the eShop.
Well, they do apps?
Yeah.
What kind of apps?
Like, games, like app games.
Well, I know, but any type of app games that I've heard of.
Well, there's Fallout Shelter.
Oh.
Don't you know that?
I've heard of that one.
Okay, well, I mean, there's just, like...
It's not like...
It just literally has a bunch of...
They don't have, like, pay-to-win ones, right? Like
they have microtransaction games.
They do?
Yeah.
Oh, not like the ones you get on YouTube through their ads.
Well, those are pretty bad, but I don't know exactly. I'm pretty sure there are some, but... Yeah, shovelware can be bad on certain consoles. I would say probably the worst is either PS2... Basically consoles that sold really well.
Yeah.
Got a lot of shovelware.
I could agree with
but
that.
But the Wii is... I don't know. It's in my
opinion, I know which
Wii
one has... I know it's the least shovelware.
What?
The Wii U.
No. There's shovelware on every console.
Well, I guess you're right. But
I would say PS Vita.
That's also true. I mean...
Possibly. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah, every game gets third-party developer support.
But who knows, I would probably make a shovelware game. Because that's...
Yeah, but I mean... Now the one thing is, Nintendo, do you think they'll be announcing more games in the future? Or, because, like, basically there was no E3 this year. Has Nintendo really done, like, a huge press conference?
What they've been doing recently is either doing directs, but they're not directs. They title it something different.
Are they, like,
they haven't had a full...
Showcase?
No, yeah, showcases or whatever, but they haven't had an official Nintendo Direct in over, like, a year.
But don't you always hear rumors online saying, oh, there's going to be one next month, or there's going to be one tomorrow?
There are so many rumors, and people go stupid crazy over rumors, saying, like, it's going to happen.
No Smash news?
Nope, not.
Well, I guess you're right.
They do Smash Directs. It seems like they've just been doing Directs for just certain series.
Animal Crossing, they've just been showing videos of their updates. of what you can do.
Yeah. It's pretty disappointing in my opinion.
Well,
But
I mean, you don't need a direct every time to see a new update about Animal Crossing, cause
maybe you do. Maybe they just put so much content in it.
well, yeah, for a big update. But it's just gonna be interesting to see these past months which ones are gonna be.
Yeah, what's gonna happen? Or
What's gonna be losing to?
on Wednesday, what is Sony actually gonna be revealing?
I know. Hopefully more release dates for games. I'm hoping for like Gran Turismo, Ratchet and Clank.
You are hyped for those games. I can already say.
I know. Still gonna get a PS5, but I might, if it's gonna be very, very expensive, I might hold back for a few.
So if you're saying if it's
expensive,
if it's like $6.99,
yeah,
or no, not $6.99. Oh my gosh, $5.99.
yeah, but also
Which is
it's gonna be
$600.
also unlimited.
I'm pretty.
It's gonna be in like the pre-order.
It's gonna be limited.
So I mean, either way, you're not gonna get one at
really
launch.
hard. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Unless you pre-order, which you can technically do.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're getting one, no, you're gonna be getting like you're gonna probably be waiting months for a little bit. I can just see it.
Yeah, or you're not gonna have to wait in line for your nearest Best Buy and wait out all night until midnight.
Technically, they can't do that because a lot of shops are closing Thanksgiving. A lot of stores. They're not doing Black Friday sales.
Yeah, Black Friday.
Or they're doing them online, but they're not doing like in-store Thanksgiving stuff.
Well, no, duh. They don't
like a lot of retails are actually closing Thanksgiving.
Probably gonna be doing that because
Best Buy is closing Thanksgiving, I think. Well, I think we had a good podcast or a good gaming news.
Yeah, or whatever you wanted to discuss about,
Yeah, hopefully we'll have one soon. Hopefully, maybe a day or two, maybe a day after the PlayStation.
So you'd want to do
or the PlayStation one.
Talk about the PlayStation.
Yeah, because that's going to be coming out.
Showcase or whatever it's
Yeah,
called.
it might not be a long one, but hey, it's stuff to talk about.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, so we'll hopefully have that one. I'm hoping. Man, I'll probably forget about it. But
probably forget about it.
I'll try to remember.
Okay. Well,
that's all I got.
That's all we have. That's all we can do. We are tired out.
No, yeah, I'm not.
You're not? So you could probably talk all night.
Possibly.
Possibly.
If I had topics, but it's a good point to end.
Yeah. I think we debated at our opinions.
Well, we'll have more debates in the future. There's one I want to debate about.
Oh yeah, what is it?
Game exclusives and how they get remake.
We'll do that eventually, but I think
Well, bye-bye.
That's all you're gonna do.
Well, I'll see. Well, I mean, I could see you guys in the next podcast that we do.